In a world connected by oceans, traverse the Atlantic with us on a journey of cultural understanding as we explore the world of public performances. Public performers are individuals who perform a piece of live music and considered public if their performance takes place before an audience in a public venue. Public performance also includes, but not limited to, broadcast, cable television, radio, and any other transmitted performance of a live song or act. We perform in arenas before roaring crowds. We perform on public streets and bustling sidewalks. We perform for people all over the world. We do it because we love it. We perform because it's our art. We love what we do and do what we love.
It's like the old days. People didn't have jobs. If you needed food, you grew it. You wanted a house, you built it. And musicians just traveled and played.
Three words I said too much.
I think every culture has to have some element of public performance. They need to tell stories about themselves, to themselves and to the rest of the world. It's one way they build community, it reaffirms their values, what they believe in.
It's called the hurdy-gurdy. It is reminiscent of the violin. It is from the medieval time period. The wheel on it helps make and create the sound. What does the music you play mean to your culture and to you?
It's music from all over Europe. There is Flemish music, very local tunes among it. Most of them are dances.
Okay.
There is also a lot of French music because I really like rootsy things.
Uh-huh.
And I want to be connected to my local culture, also worldwide, show what is this. It's very nice to show this to tourists from anywhere over the world.
Yeah. Has American music influenced you in any way?
No.
No?
Maybe one time I want to also add some pop tunes.
Yeah.
And maybe sooner or later something like the Beatles, but also American tunes can be added. But right now it's mostly traditional.
Anne Louise will now play a song and explain the origin and meaning to her.
It's like waltz or polka, but different dance. It's normally meant to be danced in couple.
Thank you. We would like to give a special thanks to Anne Louise from Belgium.
I've been a professional actor since the time I was 13 years old, working mainly in Shakespearean festivals around the country in America, and I lived abroad for about 8 years doing theater and film and television. Most of the theater that I do is not just American theater, and so I get a huge influence from different cultures. What's fascinating about being an actor is once you are in a play, you get to delve into the world of the play, which is normally a foreign language, a foreign country, a foreign character. Or I think as a person of the world, it behooves you in your evolution and growth as a human being to get out and know other cultures and experience how other people live and experience what they go through on a day-to-day basis, to broaden our horizons and educate oneself. I think it makes one a better person.
Okay.
We have a much more formalized, structured training than, say, South Africa, South America, any of the Asian countries, which is a little more organic, a little more visceral. A lot of other countries, their training consists mainly of physical training. Change the reality a little bit, and it's interesting to see what reactions you can garner from that. Having done it now in several different countries, from Ghana to Cape Town and onward, it's interesting to see how different cultures react to the same performances.
Yeah.
Where some cultures were just very happy to sit back and watch the parade, and other countries wanted to join in and be a part of the party. So it was very interesting and very educational to see what the visceral reaction would be from each separate culture.
Yeah.
A special thanks goes out to Douglas Lay.
Samba dancing is a traditional, energetic Brazilian dance. It was originally brought to Brazil from Portugal and Africa, which helped form Brazilian culture. Africa influenced samba by providing drums for rhythm, where Portuguese instruments added additional spice to the traditional samba. Samba currently has a lot of influence from American music, but it still does not affect samba's originality. Carnival is a time to bring the Brazilian people together in a fun and energetic way.
Aboard the MV Explorer, we interviewed Barry Lubin.
I'm a professional clown, and I am generally, when I'm not teaching, performing in various places, including the circus, outdoor festivals, theater, corporate events, and occasionally television.
And how long have you been doing it for?
I began in 1974.
How has culture influenced your performances?
Well, culture is a very big influence on my performances because a clown generally reflects what's going on in culture, and that means general culture, it means political, it means the news, it can mean anything from sports to technology, and sometimes it's just some of the most common things that you might find, every day as well. And what I do as a clown is I will reflect on that in various ways through my performance, often as a parody, or I will take something that's very common, something that's well known in culture, and I will skew it so that people start to look at it in a different way. Sorry.
How have outside cultures influenced your performance? Cultures from others?
Yeah, the advantage that I have in my business is that I travel all over the world. You don't know what their sense of humor is. So it's part of the joy for me to learn about these new audiences and to figure out what works in these different cultures. Sometimes the most important thing is not knowing why, but just being able to accomplish it. So sometimes audiences will react to exactly the same thing no matter where you are in the world, but they respond in a different way. Sometimes you have to be sensitive to cultural things that you may not be aware of. I don't think the clown necessarily influences culture, but culture absolutely influences the clown.
In Ireland, I met Mark, who makes his living playing the fiddle.
I've been living off the violin, the fiddle, for 24 years.
Wow.
And it's either teaching the violin or performing, bands, weddings, gigs, restaurants, or on the street. And it's a thrill. It's very exciting. I'm my own boss wherever I go, and I immediately can work. And it's like the old days. People didn't have jobs. If you needed food, you grew it. If you wanted a house, you built it. And musicians just traveled and played. It's sustainable. And and I teach people, and they do other things. They teach me other things, or if they can't pay me, there's always a way of bartering. And with music, and I've played for so many meals, and I'm still alive, and I'm fat and happy.
Has there been any particular culture that's influenced you?
Well, a bit of everything, really. Because I learned classically, and in Ireland and Scotland, I've learned all the Celtic stuff, which was sort of very new to me. The certain famous stuff. I play country, I play folk, I play styles from all over the world, and you just sort of absorb. But it's really part of a world culture, and we're very connected. And you just quickly learn from the requests. You learn how connected we are. And music, even if I don't know the language, but I can play a song from someone from that country, and it just speaks, or little children, and it just speaks right through. But we're all one big tribe, we're all earthlings.
Can you give us a demonstration? Special thanks to Mark. From around the world, we share our cultures. In Ghana, we bring you drumming. That is a part of our everyday lives. From South Africa, we come together to share a part of ourselves with all of you. From the roaring stadium in Spain, we bring you a bullfight, a cultural tradition that brings joy and honor to a Spaniard's heart. We let the music of Spain speak to us. Modern dance from London. A slice of culture from Ireland. In Portugal, we share a love of dance with the world.
But there's a side effect which I hadn't anticipated, and that is occasionally people take away from the performance and what I have to offer something much more than I might have intended, in a good way, meaning sometimes you touch people's hearts without intending to, and the response is actually pretty powerful.
From flamenco dancing in Cadiz, Spain, where they stomp out the beat, to the Birds of Prey performance and Happy Feet project in South Africa, to the synchronized swim routines aboard the MV Explorer, we all share our cultures, performances, and who we are with each other. We all have different performances and come from around the world.
Quiero rayos de sol.